What's good, 2K family? Today we're going to be diving into dribbles, and it's going to be an extremely important video for you to understand what you need to do to score. Basically, combos, a bunch of kill moves, all of the best that you can get. Now, one thing I want to kind of note is when you're doing these moves, you basically need to react to the actual defender. It's not about what you're doing, it's about the defender, because I can show you a crazy long combo that is useless if you're not respawning. Okay, you can do one or two moves and get open and not really have to go crazy for 24 seconds on a shot clock. It's depending on the defender. If they stay in front of you, then you have to hit them with something new. Okay, so that's that. With all that being said, like, subscribe, and comment if this is informative. Come back to it. Make sure you bookmark it, take some notes, and then just use this as a guide while you're practicing the actual moves, and you can go forward. Right? So just keep coming back every once in a while to figure out another combo and add it to your game. One of the biggest tips I can tell you is you'll kind of get used to doing the 1, 2, 3 things that work. And I do it as well. It's called casual gaming, and you're relaxing and just trying to play. But truth is, you want to come back to a guide like this and then kind of say, okay, let me add this extra move or combo onto my game. Right? With all that out of the way, I'm going to give you some animations, but I want to say one thing about animations as you look at them. Take some notes. This is for a 6'8", but you can put on the smaller guard animations and still do similar things, because a lot of these moves are all the same. Everybody has a crossover. Everybody has a behind the back. Everybody has a lot of these moves. Some of them are more effective than others. We're not going to do that video. I have it on the channel. If you want to go through animations, that's another video. So here we go. So the main thing that I want to point out about these is, yes, some of them you have to have, and I'll showcase and talk about it when we do, but you can change it up and put different things. For example, the step back I'm using right now for this video is going to be Devin Booker. I just love all 3 different moves in this set, but I love Vince Carter this year. And I was also using Harden a bit just to kind of throw people off with some of his stuff. So again, switching it up and still implementing the combinations is key. Okay. And then there's other things that are like, oh, I really like what that offers. For example, the Devin Booker is actually glitchy, and it's something we used last year. Kind of a traditional move where you just get in front of somebody or you find some space. There's a lot of things you can do with this, by the way. But this is one of the many things that is stationary for me. I don't really change that one out of all the other stuff that I do change once in a while. And then, of course, there's the go-to shots. You can change this depending on what you're feeling, what you like. You know, just go with whatever you want. And then last but not least, all this other stuff is situational. Okay, so keep that in mind as we go forward and we jump in. One thing I want to note is things like the normal 2. You don't have to use this one specifically. Honestly, there's a lot of other good ones. I use this one because I know it very well, and it breaks a lot of ankles for me. So it is very good. All right, enough about the animations. Now we're going to get into the dribbles. If you didn't watch my beginner guide or my second video, I'm not going to go through every move. Sorry about that. You got to figure it out on your own. But what I am going to tell you is one of the key things is adrenaline. If I lose all my adrenaline, I'm not going to shoot well. I'm not going to dribble well. I'm going to probably get the ball stolen, to be honest with you. If you have no adrenaline, you're going to get the ball stolen right away. So don't do it. The way not to do it is I don't want to spam with turbo 4 moves, because every time I do, as you can see, I lost 2 adrenalines after doing 4 moves back to back. So now I got no adrenaline and I'm cooked. All right. So I already did a whole guide for that. I'm not going to go through that, but that's an important thing. So what does that mean? That means I can do 1, 2, 3, and then just use my left stick to move or do any type of movement with my left stick, which will allow me to keep my adrenaline for the most part. Okay. If you move too much in one direction or consistently, it will consider that, 4 times, like, oh, wow, I'm going to use your adrenaline bar for doing that, going backwards, forwards too much. It could take some out even without the right R2. But if you hold R2, like, watch my adrenaline go. I'm not doing any moves, only left sticks, and my adrenaline will sooner or later end up going. I don't want that. So I want to hold on to all my adrenalines. And I'm not going to go down that whole breakdown. But as I show you these combos, it's mostly going to be 2 or 3 moves, and then I'll press the left stick within the combo. Any combo I show you, you press the left stick a little, it's going to stop the adrenaline from being used. And as long as you're not holding turbo going one way, you're also not going to lose adrenaline as you go. So you can see I'm just holding turbo and adrenaline. This is important. I know you're probably like, what that got to do with the combos, but it really does matter a lot. Now let's get into some breakdowns. So something very simple, and I think everybody should know this, and it is straightforward. Your escape cross, okay? You're going to flick the right stick to the ball, the opposite of the ball hand, up diagonal towards the opposite ball hand. Now I'm going to hold turbo, right? But I'm going to show you without turbo. This is without turbo. It's just a regular crossover escape turbo. But if I hold turbo, I get a very long animation, which is very hard to guard. If somebody's in front of me, I want to hit them with this and see what they're doing. As I said, the biggest secret is I'm not really dribbling to do a combo. I'm dribbling to see how you react. So I'm going to do this. And if you move too far this way, I'm going to go the opposite way. Okay. So I'm basically just trying to misdirect you in some kind of way. And to be honest with you, this move is the only move you really need to know. And you can spam it back and forth, up left, up right, and just continue to do it. And you can get open off of just doing that. I know that sounds crazy, but I promise you've probably gotten broken by somebody. And most of the time they'll do that. They'll add other things that make it look fancy, but it's not really that fancy. Sorry to break the news to you. It's really not that fancy. All I'm doing is this. Now, if I can do it faster by flicking up, and you can see how it's going to be harder to guard as I do that. And if there's a pick and roll or anything, it's going to be even harder for somebody to stay in front of you and the pick and roll. This is what I would do if it was a pick and roll situation. I'll just do that. And now I like to add a little step back in there and continue that. Okay, the step back is basically flicking the right stick down while holding turbo. We're not doing basic training here. You guys better keep up. All right, I'm trying to keep it beginner friendly, but no, we're going to start getting advanced in a minute. But yeah, so this is the main premise. I'm gonna do that, and if they get too close, I'll back off. I can add a behind the back and throw them off. That's literally all you got to do. All right, the tutorial is done when it comes to basics. That's pretty much the fundamentals on everything. So you're adding on top of this escape cross, you're adding a step back. And then you can continue the cross depending on the defender. And I'm going to do a step back again, a little behind the back this time. Okay. Then I can do the same thing and then add a hezi to make it do like a double movement. Like, oh, wow, he didn't go the same way again. He's kind of changing it up. Okay. And again, the speed of your right stick will matter. So I could just go like this and kind of throw you off. Like, wait, what is he doing? And there we go. I got an easy 3. You did not defend well. And we're good. And this is the thing that I'm telling you guys is going to be the main premise. Okay, so now we're going to add combos. I want to do simple stuff. I don't want to make it too complicated, but we're going to start getting a little deeper. Here we go. So how to cancel anything and everything that you're doing. This is to shoot with, but this is also to misdirect. So we talked about doing this, right? And that's when you're standing still, kind of like doing some moves, doing all types of stuff to get open. Cool. But if I'm on the move and I want to shoot because I got open off of that, right? I did this, then I got open. Guess what? I need to stop. So we're going to use this as a quick stop, but it's called a right stick cancel for the most part. But basically flicking, do it behind the back and cross, go this way, flick right stick up, and all of a sudden I'll be facing and ready to shoot. So I'm running, flicking right stick up, and automatically ready to shoot. So boom, and then I'll shoot. Or I'm doing this, I flick right stick up, I can flick right stick down, and then go the opposite way. You see? So I'm running this way, flicking the right stick up while holding turbo. It's going to stop me. Or I can do anything, adding extra stuff to it. So I'm running, right stick up, behind the back, try to get open this way. There's plenty of different things you can do, but the point is the right stick up is your answer. So let's just say I'm not even going to do a move. I'm just going to hold turbo and flick the right stick up to make them think I'm going to shoot or make them think I'm going to cross them over. And I'll just stop with the right stick up and then keep going after. It's going to confuse the defender. He gives me an open three. I shoot it and I miss because it'd be like that. You're making these guides. I'm watching the PC screen, not the actual monitor. So those are the things you want to do. And the reason why this is important is because we're going to add combinations to that. Like I can do that and just shoot if I'm open, but let's just say he's still guarding me well. I want to go the opposite way. I go this way and I get to the basket. Okay. So that is just a combination. Holding R2, flicking right stick up. After that, maybe doing a behind the back towards the rim. So I'm using the left stick at the same time. So something like that where you want to kind of change it up. But for me personally, what I love to do is just go back and forth. I know it's right, left thing you guys are going to say. But basically, as you go one way, flick the right stick up with turbo, then flick it down, and it's going to do a change of direction. So boom, boom, do that, boom, hit him with that, and you're good to go. All right, so let's just do it all over, the quick, cheap version. Stop, up. Yeah, I did it all wrong right there, folks. So we're running, up. Any little thing right there, and I can do that. And just keep doing that right there, which I don't want to do that all the time, but it's an example of how to go back and forth. And this is important because you can add combinations to it to make it difficult to guard, especially if you're in the pick and roll and it's very, very, very complicated. But let's go. All right, so here I'm running up, down, get that, do it again. You know, it's all depending on what I'm looking to do. And there you go. And so that's something you can add to your game. By the way, let me actually shoot a regular shot. But yeah, that's something you can add to your game that's very critical. And I know you're like, okay, I get it, that we're done. But the reason I bring this up is because I can flick up and just do the behind the back. I mean, the step back on top of it. Or I can flick up and try to go back to the same way and then just misdirect them. Okay, so now I'm adding different elements into the bag as I go. Okay, running, boom, shoot the three. You know, depending on the scenario, they're guarding me too tight, I go the opposite way, try to do the same thing, bring them back, and then I can add in what I'm going to talk about next. Personally, as you do these moves, personally, when I do a step back and I got somebody, I'll start running in a different direction and just do a hop jumper fade. And the way this works is it's pretty simple. First of all, hop jumper, all you have to do is hit turbo, run towards your direction, and then flick the stick depending on that. Hold the stick on that side. I like holding down, for example. Check this out. Little hop jumper, bam. And you're like, wow, that's really cool. I like to do it at the three to get a three-pointer, and especially in the corners, for example. I'll act like I'm driving and then come out this way, hit them with a little three-pointer version of this. And it's doable just by holding the right stick down. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just holding the right stick down while I'm holding turbo. Then I flick it up for the rhythm shot, right? I like to rhythm shoot, so that's why I do it. If you want to button shoot with that, you can, but I prefer rhythm shooting right there. And so now, why is this important, this hop jumper? Because I can do crazy things with my hop jumper. If I'm doing these moves, I'm doing all the stuff I'm telling you, really nice, and then he can't guard me. I have enough space. If I have a little bit of room and I'm running towards this way, I can do the hop jumper and make more room. Okay. Sometimes you can just do a hop jumper to behind you, or you can do it to the same side, which is not that effective compared to the one down. Okay. And this is very critical because you could do some cool stuff. I want to show a crazy move with this hop jumper, which is the crossover, the escape cross, which is this. We talked about it. Flick up, right stick. And then what I want you to do is hold down on the hop jumper into the same side. So as I got the ball in the right hand, I'm holding turbo, doing the cross like I just showed you right here, right? Cool. We're going to do that cross, but I'm going to hold the right stick in that direction as well. Right? I didn't do it there, but I'll show you on the next one. Right? So for example, cross, boom, and now I got room. Look at how far I came from the center of doing a crossover here. That time I didn't get it. Perfect example of having to practice. I haven't practiced this today. I just got on right now. So boom, I'm sitting here all the way on this side of the court. I do my crossover, then I do the hop jumper, and that will be very impossible to guard. I've cooked a lot of people just by doing that, and I messed that up right there. But the example is cross, and then you shoot the shot. But guess what? You don't have to shoot it. There's many things you can do. Once I hit him with this, and then I come back down, I didn't do it again. This is a perfect example of learning the game, guys. Even in the tutorial, we learning. So escape. Nope. I did it again. And this is where you're going to be doing this at the start, and you're wondering why it's going wrong. Flicking up on the right stick and then down is not good enough. I have to flick it towards the same ball hand as I do the escape. Boom. Got it. Now check this out. I'm going to do that, but this time I'm going to do a self alley. Oh, I messed that up. Let's do it over. I like to do the self alley to this, but so boom, boom. Nope, messed that up. The self alley is a harder one to do, but it is toxic if you get it. Boom, boom. I didn't do it there perfect, but you get the method. Like, you'll make room from the defender guarding you, and then you just hit the alley, and you're good to go. Okay. Anytime you got space towards the rim, you want to hit that, but this move is what I love to do with it. Add this into your game. If you have the space, just kind of go up there. And you got to have the actual dunking ability as well. But so escape into the hop jumper, and then you're good to go. Okay. Keep that in the bag. And there's a lot of hop jumper tricks. Like I said, doing one into the three is my favorite of all time. I'll act like I'm driving. You give me too much space, I can get a quick midi. Even if I'm coming back up top, you know, just clearing a little bit, I can get an open three. That hop jumper is good. So just use the hop jumper, practice. You don't have to have the same hop jumper as me. There's plenty good ones. I use normal 2, but you can use whatever you're comfortable with. All right. Now, enough of hop jumpers. We're going to talk about the Devin Booker, another move that's kind of cheesy. I'm going to be honest. I hold R2, click the right stick up, and I do this. Now, this is if someone's guarding me too tight and they're on my right side or something, I'll just do that and push them to behind me if I can. So it's kind of a way to crab, but I don't have to use it to crab. I can use it for something else. For example, I'm going to flick it and then do my alley-oop right after, because I got in front of the guy. He was playing me too tight. He was on my side. He's on my side. I'll hit him with it. Go for the self alley right away. I promise you, it's going to cook people. They're going to get frustrated. They'll get tight, and you'll be good to go. All right. Now, I want to kind of talk about general things reason why I'm bringing all these moves up is because you don't do everything over and over the same. You kind of like add in a step back, move this way, use your little quick stop, go the opposite way, come back. You know, I'm doing it in slow motion, but to give you the example. So all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, do a step back. He chases me. So now I'm going this way. Then I flick this way, up and down, and I'm going the opposite way. Do my hop jumper into the fade and get an easy shot. Now, I don't have to shoot the 3. I can shoot the midi. I can dunk it if he gives me enough room, and then we're good to go. Right? There's a lot of little things that I want to get into when it comes to dribbles as well. That's going to help you just with some of the stuff that we have for dribble packages. So you see your standstills. A lot of people get mad when somebody starts doing standstills, but you got to add a little bit this into the game. You want to kind of basically stun the defender, and you don't have to actually get an ankle breaker. You can basically make him stand still, give yourself a chance to get a speed boost left or right. So yes, standstills are good even for non-dribblers. Just put a little bit in your bag. I don't care if you're 7 foot tall. You just do a little back and forth on the right stick. The person guarding you is going to most likely try to stand still, which makes them easier to burst. And the moment you burst, they're going to get nervous. And that's when you hit them with the quick stop, right? Or, you know, hop jumper into a jumper. Whatever the move is, what I'm saying to you is the key is the defender's reaction. So if I stand still and I got him like yo, this guy dribbles too much. He's telling his friends, yo, I'm locking him up. Look, he's just trying to spam his dribbles. He's wasting adrenaline. He's wasting stamina. And that's what they're gonna think. But in a moment, I'm speed boosting, crossing, going the opposite way, hit him with a little hop jumper, and he's cooked. Okay, and that's on you, just to have fun with it. Okay, there's no one standstill dribble that's the greatest of all time. People lie to you all the time on these videos, man. I'm telling you. I want to do a quick up the court stuff that I really like to do personally. I know y'all not gonna agree with this. This is kind of cheesy, but as you go, you see that right there, that crossover. This is what I use as somebody's guarding me full court. I'll just kind of hit them with a cross as we go, get past them, and then just go for a dunk. Boom, one of those right there. Okay, it's a cross launch style. It's really effective. It is not a big deal. There's better ones like Lonzo's, which I'll get into in a minute, but that's what I do. Now, as I'm behind the lines, if they're playing me right there, I love to just practice things, get some moves in before I go, see if they move, and if they're out of pocket, then I can get an easy shot because they let me come up the court quick in those quick interactions. Boom, hit them with something like that. Okay, that's where I like to take advantage personally before I even get up the court. One good move, crossover, hit a little step back three, unguardable. Okay, it's definitely doable. So that's what you want. And then as far as like things that you can add into the bag, there's plenty of little details like the spin. Personally, I like to spin but come back to the three and then just kind of make them feel like, oh wait, what is he doing? And it throws them off defensively. And when you do a half spin into that, like you just saw me do, and you come back, they start getting confused because they're thinking, okay, he's either going to spin this way or he's going to come the opposite way. Nope, I'm going to spin right back sometimes just to throw them off. And then if they're panicking, they'll be on the left or the right. You go the opposite way. You can score very quickly. You don't have to think too hard about this. It's about getting room to shoot or getting room to drive or whatever the case may be on what type of offense you want to do. But that's the number one thing that I say is important. I want to take a moment to show you a couple of things with the animations and to give you some explanations on why people use different things. For example, the number one thing that's different here that I've been using for a while, which was Lonzo, this pushes you in front of you. It's like a speed boost, and it kind of crabs whoever's behind you or to the side of you. So if you do this when someone's to your right and you hit them with that cross, they're done. I use Kobe and I use Devin. You see Devin does a very deep cross to the right, and Kobe uses the same type of thing, but he does move a little forward. But Lonzo is a speed boost. This is the main one that most people will use in scenarios, and you can use combinations with it. I can show it in a minute, but those are key. And then for behind the backs, a lot of people are going to tell you a bunch of different stuff. This guy gives you the best standstill, Cody White, but he doesn't have the best moving version. If your game depends on slashing to the basket a lot, you want to have Scottie Pippen because he has the best moving behind the back. That's going to be the best in my opinion. And then we're going to get into the Hezi. Personally, right now, I've been using my buddy Kevin Garnett for a little speed boost that I do with him. But again, a lot of people have different opinions. Paul George, Chris Paul, they have like their preferences. Not really a big deal. I want to get back into this. So Vince Carter does a really good move to get sideways more so than to jump back. So you're mostly going to get sideways. And if you spam this move, you'll be good to go and you're cooking with it. Okay. We're not going to get into all the layups packages, guys. This is the dribble tutorial, by the way. But all right, we're going to try the Vince and we're going to do the crossover. Okay. These are two simple things that you can get better with. So the crossover, as I said, as I'm coming up the court, is not as good as the one that I use. It's a little, but it's doable right there. And I still use it. If you watch my clips, I use it all the time. But on the court, half court, in a scenario where I kind of broke someone, I can definitely use it within a combo and just go that way and get a speed boost, maybe get a dunk. and we're good to go. That's what I like to do with it. So if I kind of got you to the side of me, I'll hit it and then go from there. If you're on my ball hand side, regardless of what side it is, I am going to use that crossover from the Kobe White and try to get in front of you and then just get a quick dunk if I can. Okay. Or layup, whatever the heck package you are on. But that's number one. All right. And it's important. Now, for the moves like this, you see it does bring you back a lot, but it's also more for the side view. So if I wanted to do this masterpiece trick, which I'm going to come over here so you guys can see it better. When I do a step back, if I hold the right stick up, I can keep on doing the step back. So boom, boom, boom. And I'll kind of spam it a little bit. Boom. See how I do it? I like to flick up on the right stick. I mean, the left stick while I do the flicking down on the right stick while hitting turbo. And I can just spam that move. Of course, your stamina is going to die out. But if I'm in a pick and roll situation and I want to try to get a 3 right here, I can do that. And then just spam it. Try to do something. It's not my favorite thing to do. I can only do 2. And then I'll just go into a move and try to get open. Again, I'm not a spammer. For the most part, I like to do 1 or 2 moves and then we go. So for example, I got a pick and roll coming. I will flick down and then flick up, flick down, flick up. Just keep doing that a few times and then get to the basket, hit them with a whatever type of combo I want to do. These are some of the little elements that you can add to your game. There's plenty more. I'm gonna go ahead and break that down. All right, so note I am back on the step back for Devin Booker. We're going to teach you something with that. And I want to kind of get into just casual things that I like to do to get open for myself as a player who likes to do 2 or 3 moves at most and then just get to the rack. Okay, so boom, I'm hitting them, I'm hitting them, I'm hitting them. I'm trying to speed boost towards a direction. And then I want to see what he's doing. When I start to speed boost, I want to see if he's too far away or is he close. He's far away, I could just literally do a hop jumper, shoot it. If I don't have shifty shooter high and I'm just a set shot specialist, just flicks the right stick up to stop, right? So he's behind me, he's far, he's chasing me. And I can just flick the right stick up and then shoot the shot right after. Literally the best quick stop. It's a part of the dribble, it's a part of shooting, but you want to learn it so you can get your shot up fast and easy, okay? Boom, and then go. All right, that is the best when someone's trailing you. Now, let's say they're playing me very tight, and the smart players might play one side. So they're on my left. I'll do a hezzy to see how they react. And now I realize I can, like I said, a hop jumper is easy to get. If he's playing my side, I can literally just keep going. All right, you want to play there? Here you go. Boom. But the truth is, you want to go to your dominant hand. I'm a lefty, so I want to do my fades and my jump shots towards this side because it's harder to defend. If they're on my right side, that's where I want them. The contest is less. So as a dribbler, you want to bring the person to your non-dominant ball hand. If you're a righty, you want to go left, shoot this way. You don't have to do a fade. You don't have to do 50, but you're going to get a better, less contest. Right? That's another trick that you want to know. Now, here's my thing. Behind the backs, if you're having the super explosive ones, remember you can speed boost out of that, or you could just come back with something and go the opposite way. Pull them real quick. Have a little fun with that. Don't force yourself to a direction. If they're giving you the full right side, you take it. And you'll make them have to try to compensate. So just take advantage of those opportunities. That's one of the key things that I want to state. And I want to kind of just get into some stuff with these videos that you've seen me dribbling with and kind of taking advantage of certain things with the defense when they do guard me improperly and things like that. I'm taking advantage. All right. I'm taking advantage of opportunities. I'm creating opportunities. You know, look at that cross right there. That's the Devin Booker cross. Very easy to do. Those are the things I'm taking advantage of what they're giving me. Depending on what they're giving me and how they're playing me is the way I react. I'm not forcing a dribble move that I predetermined. I'm going off of whatever they give me. Sometimes they're not even playing good defense. I'll just go right past them. See, right here, I just did a quick stop and an example of just a bad defender. He was so afraid of me slashing, he gave me the actual easy 3. So I just did a step back, shoot. And that's where I'm trying to tell you guys, all these dribble moves and complicated stuff that somebody would try to tell you a crazy combo, it's not going to work. You just want to do simple stuff like what you see right here. So this guy's playing decent defense, right? I go do a Devin Booker crossover, moving crossover, and he's starting to come over that way. I can see he's already beat, so he has to rush the other way. He's rushing. By that time, I do another quick little step back into a burst towards the basket. That's 2 moves that I already showed you, and I get an easy dunk wide open. Okay, those are the type of things that you got to do. This you got to understand. It's not necessarily doing 50 things and trying to be this complicated scorer. I can do this crazy 10,000 hit combo. This isn't a Street Fighter game. You don't got to do no, 50 hit combo. You want to do 2 to 4 moves at most. Don't waste your adrenalines while you're doing them, and win the game. And a lot of people are going to, like I said, give you all these fantasy stories of what you should be doing, not how that works, right? So just keep that in mind so that you can understand the game carefully. You see right there, this is a perfect example where the guy just sucked. I literally wanted to get right past him. I didn't use any dribbles. Okay? That's what I mean. You're making it too complicated when it's really not that hard. Just stick to using your advantage. Now, if you want to show off and have fun, I am okay with that. You can go out there and just fool around and do all these extra things. But at the end of the day, simple dribble moves. See this right here, another example of a bad defender. I just stopped, quick stop, and then I just went back again. 1 move, flick the right stick up is all I did in that, okay? That's all I did. Just pay attention. Flick the right stick up. He stopped. He thought I was going to go the opposite way, and he got beat. It's a perfect example of what you need to do, okay? And if you figure that out, you'll be fine. And this is all game. Every game that I play, I do this behavior where I'm just reacting. I do have all the moves individually, and I can do 1, shoot, 2, shoot, 3, dunk, like 1 move at a time. I'm not doing 50 moves each play. Try that, and you're going to see like, oh, wow, all I had to do was 2 moves and I'm open. React to the defense. Boom, look, got him with a half spin. Okay, this is not rocket science. And the reason I did this was before this play, I did a full spin on him. And now this time, I went the opposite way. Tricked him into standing still. Again, these are the type of things that you want to do. Okay. And another example with this one is I did a step back because I was shooting a lot of shots, and he was afraid of me shooting my 3s. And I basically act like I was going to shoot one, and then I drive towards the left and I hit him with a hop jumper, acting like I'm shooting there. He stood still a little bit, and I took a very daring contact dunk. None of this stuff is advanced crazy. Now, this one is advanced. I basically using strong handles. I'm basically trying to juke him in every way possible. And it's a fun move and all that stuff. It looks great, but it's pretty simple. You basically want to flick the right stick towards them or away, and while they're contacting you, to do these little fancy dribbles. And then all I did was a quick little behind the back. After that, I did a little step back and I drove to the basket, got an easy one. Again, it's not complicated. I'm not showing off. This is simple moves. I'm not the greatest dribble god like these people be trying to make it sound. It's not that hard, right? So that's what I got for you guys. Just put those little details into the game. I did the beginner guide. I did the adrenaline guide, and then this one right here with a couple of moves to get you started. But the truth is, you just need to react to the defense, okay? And yeah, there's going to be a really good defender who's probably a lockdown that's going to body you, and that's the person you want to play the most. So keep on playing against those guys. Add them and say, hey, man, let's go one-on-one in practice. you know. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. Let's catch up soon. Have a whole bunch of deep guides about defense and so much more that you can watch and enjoy. All right, see you on the next one. Take care. Peace.